Okay, we're on.
Okay, welcome back to County Court at Law number 6. And we are now taking up cases 632-177 and 656-992, State of Texas versus Jenny Nowak. Clause 632-177 is a first amended motion to revoke community supervision. Clause 656-992 is a first amended motion to revoke community supervision also. Representing Ms. Nowak is Ms. Suzanne Kramer. Representing the state, once again, is Ms. Alexis O'Connell and Mr. Guillermo Flores. Representing the Bexar County CSCD is Ms. Susan Gross, who I remind is still under oath. Ms. Kramer, are you ready to proceed at this time?
Yes, Judge.
In clause 632-177, Ms. Nowak, I'm looking at a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Motion to Revoke Hearing by Video Conference that purports to have your signature and your attorney's signature on it. Is this your signature on this document, Ms. Nowak?
You're muted, Jenny.
I'm sorry. Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Ms. Kramer, as attorney for Ms. Nowak, in clause 632-177, is this also your signature on this document?
Yes, Judge.
Ms. Nowak, the next document I have in clause 632-177 is entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, which is marked, quote, is a revocation of the defendant's community supervision, and the defendant has a right to appeal the court's actions revoking the community supervision, but not the underlying conviction. Is this your signature on this document, Ms. Nowak?
Yes, Your Honor.
And once again, Ms. Kramer, as attorney for Ms. Nowak, is this your signature on this document?
Yes, Judge.
Ms. Kramer, my understanding is that clause 632-177, first amended motion to revoke community supervision, is uncontested. Is that accurate?
Both of them are uncontested, Judge.
Okay. Ms. Nowak, in clause 632-177 on the first amended motion to revoke community supervision, how do you plead, ma'am?
True.
Ms. Gross, would you please advise the court and the parties of the status of Ms. Nowak's probation in clause 632-177?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Nowak has only been on probation for just a little under 2 months. She was last seen in jail on July 19th, 2021. There have been no payments made on this case. She has a balance of $1,040 and is delinquent $117. We have no proof of completion of any of her 24 hours of community service and no proof of enrollment or completion of DWI education, victim impact panel, CATSNP, or the drug offender education program. As she has not been seen in person and was seen in jail, we have no drug tests on file. However, she was on Smart Start mobile testing 4 times a day. She's had 7 skips and 4 positive readings for alcohol, ranging from 0.017, 0.015, 0.035, and 0.087. She does have prior arrests for resisting arrest search, failure to ID, intent to give a false name, criminal mischief 50 to 500, possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 3, less than 28 grams, and failure to ID as a fugitive and give false information. She is also on probation for a second case at the same time, which is a driving while intoxicated open container. Her officer is recommending that the Smart Start mobile device be increased to 6 times per day, and that she be enrolled in the CATSNP and other programs within 5 days. This is her first violation report, first motion to revoke.
Ms. Kramer, what are you requesting?
Well, Judge, I spoke with Jenny, and I did tell her that I was really not of a belief that you would continue her probation, notwithstanding the recommendation, but she actually intervened and said she would just like to be revoked. Now, she's got, with trustee status and 2-for-1 and 3-for-1 and all of that, by my calculation, she's got approximately 273 days credit. That's not actual days. That's, counting. She had 2.5 months at trustee status, and then she's got like at least a month and a half at 2-for-1. And I told her there's every possibility that you might give her a year. You might just go ahead and JSAT her on the days that the jail will calculate, but that she did not want to continue on this probation. And it's already a conviction anyway, because she's on probation for both.
Ms. Nowak, when you're not drinking, what are you doing? Are you working? Are you going to
Yes.
school? You got kids? What's going on with you?
Yes, I do work. I worked at IHOP because I had a baby last year, and it's just me and my husband. He left me while I was in jail those first 3 months, so I've just had a really hard time. And like especially with my, I don't know, I have had a hard time, but I do work, and I have my degree in accounting. I'm trying to get back into that. I went back to the job I had before I went to jail, is why I was still working. I was working at IHOP, but I do have a degree in accounting, so I do want to try to go back to that. And I mean, I do want to get back to my daughter as well, like after this, because her dad just left. He left me and her, and he went out of state. He's gone. So yeah, I've just had a really hard time. I'm sorry. And like, I would honestly just like time served so I could get on with this and, you know, take care of my daughter and then try to get back into my career. And like, I'm sorry.
Have you ever taken the CPA exam? Is that something that's on your agenda in the future?
It was, but I have a felony conviction. I don't think that they'll give me my CPA license.
Yeah.
I do have my bachelor's degree, but yeah, so I've managed businesses and stuff like that. So I mean, I can still get a job in accounting. It's just kind of hard these days.
I got you. All right, let's talk about time. I show on cause 632-177, she has credit for 13 days, and in cause 656-992, she has credit for 97 days.
What she tells, well, yeah, in terms of actual days, what she tells me, and of course I haven't looked, is she's got 2.5 months from whenever before at trustee status. So that would be like 75 days times 3. And I think that's going to be on the 656-992. And then she tells me a 2-for-1. She did a stint for 12 days and then again another stint for 14. So that 26 days would be a 2-for-1. Of course, the jail has to calculate all of that, but that sounds about right. I don't know, you know, I don't know what we're going to do on why she doesn't have. I guess she's got more time on the 656 case because that came after, and she may be made bond on the 632. Seems to me that since these days were pled and since the warrants went active at the same time, and since she's been in jail on both pretty much the same amount of time and should be longer on the older case, that they should have the same amount of time, and she should have more than just 13 days. But if the you know, I mean, that's not logical that she doesn't have the same amount of time on that case. I would ask the court to run them concurrent then.
On the 656-992 case, did she get stopped for DWI, and that's when they found a controlled substance, and that's why we have so much time in jail, perhaps?
Judge, I don't know that because I just accessed the MTR. I didn't represent her on the underlying drug case. I would presume that could be an explanation for it.
Ms. Nowak, does that sound like what probably happened?
No, I was on a parole violation. That's why I spent time in jail, and I didn't know when it lifted. So I figured I might as well just do my time, but I ended up getting probation instead. So I just pleaded out.
Well, I've got a total of 97 plus 13 is what, 110?
And then some of that is at trustee status and some of that's just 2-for-1.
Yeah, I understand. But I mean, we've got a clean 110 days. Everybody agree?
I agree with that.
Okay.
And possibly more, but I agree with at least, yes.
State recommendation?
Revocation, Judge.
And Ms. Gross, with regard to cause 632-177, do you show a fine amount?
Yes, Your Honor, I show a fine of $300.
And on 656-992, do you show a fine amount?
Again, $300, Your Honor.
And I did not represent her at the plea. I'm assuming these cases ran concurrent when she pled since it was the same day.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay. Ms. Nowak, in cause 632-177, the court accepts your plea of true on the first amended motion to revoke community supervision. Pursuant to your request, I grant the state's motion to revoke your probation. I sentence you to 6 months in the Bexar County Jail. It says a $300 fine plus court costs. Credit for time served, time and money to run concurrent. This case to run concurrent with 656-992. Judgment satisfied. Anything further from the state or the defense on Ms. Nowak in cause 632177?
Nothing from this, I almost said the state.
In
Nothing
cause
from the defense.
656992, Ms. Nowak, I've got the same questions for you on documents. The first document is entitled Defendant's Consent to Motion to Revoke Hearing by Video Conference. Is this your signature on this document, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Ms. Kramer, as attorney for Ms. Nowak, is this your signature on this document?
Yes, Judge.
Next document I have in cause 656992 is entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, which is marked, quote, is a revocation of the defendant's community supervision, and the defendant has a right to appeal the court's action, revoking the community supervision, but not the underlying conviction. And once again, Ms. Nowak, is this your signature on this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Ms. Kramer, as attorney for Ms. Nowak, is this your signature on this document in this case also?
Yes, Judge.
This is a first amended motion to revoke community supervision. My understanding it is uncontested. Is that correct, Ms. Kramer?
That is correct, Judge.
Ms. Nowak in clause 656992 on the first amended motion to revoke community supervision. How do you plead, ma'am?
True.
And Ms. Kramer, I assume you have the same request?
Yes, Judge.
And state, I assume you have the same recommendation as the last case?
Yes, Judge.
Ms. Nowak in clause 656992, the court accepts your plea of true. I grant the state's motion to revoke your community supervision. I sentence you to 1 year in the Bear County Jail. It sets a $300 fine plus court costs, credit for time served, time and money to run concurrent. This case run concurrent with 632177. Judgment satisfied. And for purposes of the record, my record reflects that Ms. Nowak has 97 days jail credit on 656992 and 13 days jail credit on 632177. And I am combining those for a total jail time of 110 days. And normally the sheriff gives a 3 for 1, and I'm giving them 3 for 1. So that's what we're up to. All right.
Thank you so
Anything?
much, Judge.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, I just said thank you so much.
All right.
Nothing further
All
from me.
right. Thank you, Ms. Kramer. Thank you, Ms. Nowak. Best of luck.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Jenny, you're gonna
Yes.
get out, but it's gonna probably be really, really late tonight since we're already climbing up towards 12.
Okay. All righty. Thank you so much.